Hi, I'm Kaylee. For most of my life, I thought my dad hung the moon. That changed last year when I developed chronic migraines that left me bedridden most days. Standing in the kitchen of my small apartment, I was stirring a pot of soup when my phone rang. Hey, sweetie, how are you feeling today? Dad's voice crackled through the speaker. About the same, I sighed, rubbing my temple. The neurologist says I need that specialized treatment we talked about, but insurance won't cover it. I've been saving, but at this rate, it'll take years. That's tough, Kaylee Bear. I wish there was something I could do. Actually, Dad, I hesitated. Remember when you said you might be able to help with the medical fund? The treatment costs $30,000, but it could change everything. There was a long pause on the line. About that, Vanessa and I have been talking. And? We've decided to put that money toward the beach house in Malibu. Vanessa's been dreaming about it for years, and the perfect property just came on the market. My spoon clattered against the pot. The beach house? But Dad, we're talking about my health here. I know, sweetie, but you're young and strong. You'll find a way through this. Besides, the doctors might be wrong. My buddy Carl had migraines for years and they just disappeared. I gripped the counter to stay upright. These aren't just headaches, Dad. I can barely work. Sometimes I can't even see straight. Don't be so dramatic, Kaylee. Everyone has problems. Dramatic? I've been to the ER 3 times this month. Vanessa thinks you might be exaggerating for attention. You always were a sensitive child. My brother Ethan walked in, raising an eyebrow at my expression. I put the phone on speaker. Is that what Vanessa thinks? I asked, voice trembling. Well, she mentions how you always call when we're making plans. Ethan's face darkened. He mouthed, Is he serious? I call when I'm in pain, Dad. Not to ruin your plans with your wife of 5 years. Now, Kaylee, the wife who's getting a beach house while your daughter can't afford treatment. It's our money, Kaylee. We get to decide how to spend it. Ethan grabbed the phone. Richard, this is beyond messed up. You're choosing a vacation home over your daughter's health? Stay out of this, Ethan. Family matters are complicated. I am family, Ethan snapped. Unlike Vanessa's beach house dreams. We're not discussing this further. The decision's been made. Dad's voice turned cold. I'm sorry if you're disappointed, Kaylee, but you'll figure something out. After he hung up, Ethan pulled out a chair for me. You okay, sis? I slumped down. He's never going to change, is he? Probably not as long as Vanessa's around. Ethan poured me water. What did Dr. Martinez say about alternative treatments? That nothing else has worked. This is my best shot. Ethan's phone buzzed. He checked it and his eyes widened. What? I asked. It's Aunt Jen. She says Dad just had a stroke. They're at Memorial Hospital. The hospital waiting room buzzed with fluorescent-lit tension. Vanessa paced in designer heels, phone pressed to her ear. I don't care what it costs, Jeremy. Richard needs the best care available, she hissed into the phone. What do you mean insurance won't cover it? Ethan and I exchanged looks. Ironic, isn't it? He whispered. Dr. Wilson approached us. Family of Richard Henderson? We stood up. Richard has suffered a significant stroke. He's stable, but there's substantial paralysis on his left side. He'll need extensive rehabilitation and round-the-clock care for the foreseeable future. Vanessa's face paled. For how long? Possibly months, maybe longer. Some patients never fully recover. But his insurance covers about 8 weeks of rehabilitation. After that, it's out of pocket or home care. Vanessa's lips thinned. I see. After the doctor left, Vanessa turned to me. Kaylee, we need to discuss arrangements. What arrangements? For your father's care. I can't possibly manage alone. My career is at its peak and the Malibu property needs attention. You're still going through with the beach house? Ethan asked incredulously. The deposit's non-refundable, she sniffed. Besides, Richard would want me to have it. And who's going to care for Dad? I asked. Well, I thought you're between jobs because of your situation. You could move in temporarily. I stared at her. You want me to provide free nursing care after you both refused to help with my medical treatment? Don't be difficult, Kaylee. He's your father. I need to speak with Dr. Martinez, I said, walking away. I called my neurologist from a quiet corner. Dr. Martinez? It's Kaylee Henderson. Kaylee, how are you managing? Not great. Listen, I need documentation about my condition and treatment recommendations. My father had a stroke, and suddenly I'm expected to be his caregiver. That would be inadvisable given your condition. I'll email everything today. Next, I called Aunt Jen, my mother's sister and a family attorney. Jen, it's Kaylee. I need legal advice. Is this about Richard? Ethan texted me. Dad and Vanessa want me to be his full-time caregiver after refusing to help with my treatment. They still bought their beach house. They have some nerve, she said. Come to my office tomorrow. Bring all your medical records. Later, I ran into my cousin Mark in the cafeteria. He'd always been close to Dad. Hey, Kay, how are you holding up? He sat across from me with coffee. Honestly, I'm furious. I get that he hurt you, but he's vulnerable now. Family sticks together through everything. Where was that family loyalty when I needed medical care? I demanded. Come on, you know how he is with Vanessa. She has him wrapped around her finger. That's not an excuse. No, but it's a reason. He's still your dad. A dad who told me I was being dramatic about a debilitating medical condition? Mark leaned forward. Look, I'm not defending what he did, but revenge isn't the answer. Who said anything about revenge? I asked. I'm just not setting myself on fire to keep him warm. Is that what Ethan and Jen are telling you? They've always been harsh on your dad. They've been supportive of me. There's a difference. Just think about what you're doing, Kay. Don't make decisions out of anger. I'm making decisions out of self-preservation, Mark. And if Dad doesn't like it, well, that's just too bad. 3 days later, Dad was moved to a private room. I stood in the doorway watching him struggle with a cup of water. Vanessa was noticeably absent. Need help? I asked. His face brightened. Kaylee Bear, come in, please. I passed him the water without sitting down. The doctors say I'll need significant rehabilitation, he said, voice weaker than I'd ever heard it. Vanessa's overwhelmed with everything. I bet she is. She mentioned you might be able to help with my care, he continued, not catching my tone. Just until I'm back on my feet. Did she mention I still have chronic migraines? The ones you both dismissed? His eyes darted away. Kaylee, I know I made a mistake. A mistake? I interrupted. You chose a beach house over my health. You told me I was being dramatic when I could barely function. I was wrong. I see that now. Now that you need care yourself. That's not fair, he protested weakly. Neither was calling me an attention seeker when I was in excruciating pain. The door opened and Vanessa walked in with a nurse. Oh, good. You're here, Vanessa said. I've been telling the discharge planner you'll be taking Richard home with you. I never agreed to that. Vanessa's smile tightened. Don't be difficult. Where else would he go? A rehabilitation facility, home health care, your house. My house has stairs everywhere. Besides, I'm leaving for Malibu next week to oversee renovations. You're still going to Malibu? Dad asked, surprise evident. Only for a few weeks, darling. The contractor needs decisions made. I laughed without humor. Unbelievable. Excuse me? Vanessa's eyes narrowed. You're abandoning him just like you both abandoned me. That's completely different. Is it? You chose property over health then, and you're doing it again now. Dad reached for my hand. Kaylee, please. I'm sorry about before. I made a terrible mistake. I pulled away. Save it, Dad. I'm not interested in apologies that only come when you need something. What exactly are you saying? Vanessa demanded. I pulled out a folder. I'm saying I can't be Dad's caregiver. Dr. Martinez provided documentation confirming my condition makes it impossible. This is ridiculous, Vanessa snapped. You're just being vindictive. No, I'm prioritizing my health. Something I learned not to expect from family. After everything we've done for you, Dad's face flushed dangerously. What exactly have you done for me lately, Dad? I raised you. I put a roof over your head. The bare minimum required by law. Dad's monitor began beeping faster. You ungrateful little... If you walk away now, don't bother coming back. The nurse stepped forward, concerned. Mr. Henderson, please calm down. Get out, he shouted at me. If you won't help me when I need you, you're no daughter of mine. I stood my ground. Funny, I was just thinking the same thing about you as a father. 2 weeks later, I sat in Aunt Jen's office reviewing paperwork. The restraining order has been granted, she said, sliding documents across her desk. After those threatening messages he sent, the judge had no hesitation. I never thought it would come to this, I sighed. He gave you no choice, Kaylee. Threatening to cut you out of his will and make your life miserable crossed a line. Ethan arrived, bringing coffee for everyone. How'd the appointment with the new specialist go? He asked. Amazing, I said. The treatment plan is already helping. I had 3 pain-free days this week. That's fantastic. How did you swing the financing? Grandma's trust that matured last month. The one Dad tried to convince her I was too irresponsible to receive. Poetic justice, Jen smiled. Speaking of justice, Vanessa called my office again. What does she want now? She's panicking about care costs. The beach house renovations are apparently over budget, and your father's insurance benefits are running out. Not my problem, I said, sipping my coffee. My phone buzzed. A text from Mark. Dad's being discharged tomorrow. Vanessa's in Malibu. He's asking for you. Dad's still trying to reach me, I told them. What are you going to do? Ethan asked. Nothing. The restraining order works both ways. Richard made choices, Jen said. Now he's facing the consequences. A week later, despite my better judgment, I found myself at the rehabilitation facility where Dad had been placed after Vanessa couldn't manage his care. I wasn't breaking the restraining order. I'd arranged to speak with his social worker, Miss Reed, in a separate room. Thank you for coming, Kaylee, Miss Reed said, gesturing to a chair. I understand your situation is complicated. That's putting it mildly, I replied, settling into the seat. To be clear, I'm not here to reconcile or take him home. I understand. Your father asked me to give you this letter, but I wanted to discuss his situation first. She handed me a sealed envelope, which I set aside. Your father's condition is deteriorating, partly due to his refusal to fully participate in therapy. He keeps saying there's no point without his family. That's manipulation, not regret, I said, crossing my arms. Perhaps, but he's also refusing to let Vanessa sell the beach house to pay for his care. That surprised me. Really? Why? He says, and I quote, I've already lost enough because of that house. I laughed dryly. Took him long enough to realize that. He's asked about your treatment multiple times. Let me guess. He's offering to help now that he needs something from me? Miss Reed smiled sadly. Actually, he instructed his financial advisor to transfer funds to cover your treatment regardless of whether you ever speak to him again. I stared at her, speechless for a moment. I don't need his money anymore. I found another way. He knows. He said it's for anything else you might need. Too little, too late. Perhaps, she conceded. But I thought you should know. After she left, I reluctantly opened the letter. Kaylee, no apology can undo what I did. You needed me, and I failed you completely. I chose a house over my daughter's health. I chose Vanessa's wishes over your suffering. There's no excuse. I don't expect forgiveness. I don't deserve it. The money I've arranged for you isn't atonement. Nothing could be. It's simply what I should have done from the beginning. I've instructed Vanessa to sell the beach house. Whatever it takes, I won't leave you with financial burdens after I'm gone. You were right to walk away. A real father would never have put you in that position. Dad. Later that evening, Zoe came over for our weekly movie night. You seem distracted, she said, pausing the film. Everything okay? I showed her the letter. Wow, she said after reading it. Are you going to respond? I don't know. Part of me thinks it's just another manipulation. What does your gut say? I sighed. That for the first time he actually gets it. But that doesn't change what happened. No, it doesn't, Zoe agreed. But what happens next is still up to you. Meaning? Meaning you get to decide what role, if any, he plays in your life going forward. On your terms, not his. Dr. Martinez says my recovery depends on maintaining strong boundaries. Smart woman, Zoe nodded. You know what my therapist always says? Forgiveness is a gift you give yourself, not the other person. I'm not there yet. And you might never be. That's okay too. She squeezed my hand. What matters is that you're putting yourself first now. It still feels strange sometimes. That's because you spent years making yourself small to earn his love. But real love doesn't work that way. I thought about that. No, it doesn't. Real love shows up when it matters. Like you did for yourself, Ethan said, arriving with takeout. That's what I'm most proud of, sis. You finally chose you. To choosing ourselves, I raised my water glass. And to consequences, the natural result of our actions. So, what happens now? Zoe asked. I looked at the letter one more time before folding it away. Now I keep healing, keep building my life. Dad's journey is his own to figure out. And if he genuinely changes, Ethan asked carefully, then maybe someday we can have a different kind of relationship, one based on mutual respect, not obligation or guilt. I smiled, feeling truly at peace for the first time in years. But for now, my priority is myself. No apologies. No apologies needed, Zoe affirmed. Your health is non-negotiable. Speaking of which, Ethan grinned. Shall we tell her? Zoe nodded enthusiastically. Tell me what? I asked. We started a fundraiser for migraine research in your name, Ethan said. It's already raised $10,000. You guys... My eyes welled up. That's what real family does, Zoe said simply. They show up, I finished, heart full. Even when it's hard, especially when it's hard.